again, and it's good to be here with the third of these little meditations. This is our story, these are our songs. Today we're going to be thinking about the 5th century Irish hymn, Be Thou My Vision. I imagine, or perhaps rather I hope, that I'm not the only one who in these present times is experiencing from time to time a whole range of disruptive and distracting thoughts. There is so much to take in at the moment, isn't there? And some of us may feel that we have advice coming out of our ears, and so we may be finding it really difficult to sift through our thoughts and our emotions and to discover a sense of peace and calm in the midst of everything that is going on. A few nights ago, as I laid awake in bed, yet again, my head was buzzing with countless thoughts. They were just swimming around and almost out of control. And of course, in the darkness, they make little sense. And so I decided to turn my attention to the morning prayers of the Northumbria community. And in particular, I ended up dwelling on the opening sentences, which read, "One thing I have asked of the Lord, and this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to seek him in his temple." Well, as I silently read those words in my head, my attention rested on the phrase, "Behold the beauty of the Lord." And I asked myself, when did I last give time to deliberately and intentionally behold beauty? Now, some of you may be familiar with a technique called mindfulness. And one of the ideas in mindfulness is that we can gain some mastery over our wandering and damaging thoughts by bringing our attention to the things that are happening right here and right now. For example, we may intentionally look at the beauty of a flower or listen to the bird song around us. We might say that one of the things that mindfulness encourages us to do is to seek out beauty. Well, most of you know that at the moment I happen to live in rural Bedfordshire, and our garden is often visited by birds and butterflies and other animals. And with the current reduction in other background noise, the bird song seems to be louder and more tuneful. Some of the flowers are coming out, the butterflies are beginning to fly around, and it really is a beauty to behold. Of course, seeing beautiful things isn't restricted to the countryside. I discovered when I spent 2 years training for ministry in Birmingham that in order to behold beauty, I sometimes had to be willing to look for it and to see it. And it will come as no surprise to you that in Birmingham, just as in Bedfordshire, there is beauty in abundance if only we open our eyes and look for it. And perhaps I was taught that to some extent by one of my colleagues who is a Birmingham person through and through. And she would speak with passion of the beauty of urban landscapes. Me, I couldn't see it. But for her, there was something beautiful to behold in looking at the view, say, for example, beneath the Spaghetti Junction, where from certain angles it's possible to see the majesty of roads rising up on their pillars, and so many of them, set alongside the calmness of the canal with the plants, and amidst the roar of the traffic, to hear the sounds of nature. She was a great guide to being able to see beyond the concrete mess that my eyes beheld, something beautiful about the combination of human engineering and nature providing that landscape, which is, I will say now, a thing of beauty. You see, there is the beauty of the countryside and there is the beauty of the city, and they are vastly different. But if we allow them to, both panoramas and all the vast others that we find at the coast, suburban scenes, those panoramas can point us beyond ourselves. They can point us to God, the God who creates both the beauty of nature and the beauty of ingenuity. And when we look and we see them, they can become to us hymns ancient and modern. Well, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we each find different things beautiful, that's for sure. But what we have in common is that when we glimpse beauty, it points us beyond ourselves. And when we look at beautiful things through eyes of faith, it can point us to the beauty and presence of God, and God can become our vision. So it is sometimes when we pause to look and to see, to take in the wonder before us, that we find ourselves able to turn down the noise of distracting thoughts that disrupt our emotions and well-being, and to find in the midst of it all the beauty, the peace and the calm of God. So this week I have chosen more photographs from my albums, and again it's another one of my favourite subjects. This time it's religious items and buildings, because I find those beautiful. But whatever you choose to gaze at, I pray that it may point you to God, and that for each of us God will be our best thought in the day and the night, both waking and sleeping. May his presence be our light. Amen.